New Year. And Hannah, what are we talking about today?
Well, everyone has their favorite actors, but there are some actors who are highly praised by most people in general, the thespians of Korean acting world. So today we're going to see what efforts they put into bringing life to their characters.
Great. It's kind of like a sneak peek into the world of genius performances. Now, I, for one, have always been curious about, well, what is an actor's process really like?
I know. Let's see if we can answer everyone's question. How the beat do they do it? Let's get the scoop right now on today's Celebrity Talk.
I think I know exactly where this starts a conversation with, of course, with the box office topper, along with the gods of two worlds. But namely, I want to zoom in on Ha Jung-woo's performance.
Oh, Ha Jung-woo, he really gives an outstanding performance every time we see him in a production. So how does he do it every single time? Well, first off, he starts memorizing his lines 3 to 4 months before the filming starts. So by the time camera starts rolling, he has his lines perfectly memorized.
He's so well prepared, and no wonder he can do so well. He can pull off his character so well. His script was shown on TV once, and it was full of notes and scribbles, and it was just really messy, dirty.
Messy and dirty.
So much because he was studying so much, and you can tell he really brings the character alive.
Well, certainly at a cost because, yeah, like you said, he's very studious to bring these characters to life. Now, it seems like we can't talk about Ha Jung-woo without talking about his vigorous performance when it comes to eating on screen. Now, apparently, he's known for eating with vigor on a really big screen, and it's because there is a huge secret behind his performances, isn't there, Hannah?
Well, I don't know it will be huge because his secret is quite simple. Well, most of the actors, when they hear the director yell "cut," they usually spit out what they've been eating. But in case of Ha Jung-woo, he really eats the food. So I think the audiences seem to sense a minimal difference between real eating and eat and spit eating.
Wow. So, hold on. So there was a movie. What's it called? Tunnel.
Yeah.
There was a movie Tunnel, and there was a scene where Ha Jung-woo eats dog food. Was that real then?
Yes, it is real.
No.
He said he ate about 70 to 80 kibbles of dog food for real, no joke. He said it didn't have any seasoning and it was very coarse, but it wasn't that bad at all. So should we try it out too?
Really? Have you guys ever tried dog food? It tastes like cardboard. It's kind of disgusting.
I wouldn't want to do it.
Yeah. Well, anyway, thankfully for Along with the Gods of Two Worlds, he didn't have to try any dog food or anything similar to that. He had a delicious soup known as 육개장. Now, because the cast and crew knew that this was his process to have an entire meal, he had a very specific request. He wanted side dishes, seasoned dried radish strips, that's mumallengi, and of course boiled meat dish panyuk. So they laid out for an entire meal.
Wow, that sounds really delicious. Should we go for lunch? Like right now?
Why not?
All right, so we look forward to Ha Jung-woo's future activities and his genius acting in his future productions.
All right, next up, we have to talk about the true thespian in the acting realm. We're talking about Song Kang-ho. Now, I feel like he brings his A game to every single one of his performances. How does he do it? It's not even fair.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense, right? Like every time. Well, the junior actors thought the same, that they thought Song Kang-ho is just naturally gifted actor where he comes on stage, set, and he starts acting and it's instantly magic. Well, however, he is indeed a naturally gifted actor, but he really puts a lot of work into his acting. And most people who work with him seem to realize that.
I really thought that he was born like that. That's what makes him really great. And also, no matter how accomplished he is as an actor, he has kept on pushing himself and continuously working so hard to be better.
That's right. When Gong-yoo was filming The Age of Shadows, he was a bit alarmed at first by Song Kang-ho because he kept muttering his line over and over. And eventually he learned that that's how Song Kang-ho memorized his line out loud over and over, again and again and again until he made his lines his own.
Like the song again and again. He keeps going and going and going.
Yeah.
Sometimes apparently on set he screams out his lines hundreds of times to get it just right. Now, I'm not sure if you guys remember the movie The Throne, where Song Kang-ho actually depicts King Young-jo, who is in his 70s. Now, his voice sounded quite different, right, Jasper?
Yeah, it did. So his voice was much more harsh than his actual voice.
Well, guess what, guys? To achieve that particular tone of voice, he strained his vocal cords on purpose, so he was screaming on set. He wasn't going crazy, he was just trying to perfect his role.
Wow, that's crazy. So he wasn't faking his voice, he actually strained his voice to make it sound like the king in his 70s. That's crazy. Also, during a Taxi Driver, director Jung Han said that Jung Han was really amazed by Song Kang-ho's work ethic because he was always the first one to be there and last one to leave.
Song Kang-ho really lives up to his reputation. No wonder why he gets so much respect from the people from the film industry, because he does have a strong work ethic no matter how famous he gets or how many awards he wins. That's something we should all learn from him.
Lesson learned, Hannah. Now, it seems like Song Kang-ho brought 100 million theater goers to all of his films collectively, but he's not alone in this endeavor. Actor Hwang Jung-Min is also part of this extremely exclusive club. And guess what Hwang Jung-Min said when we asked him about his secret to acting? He apparently said sincerity. If he brings his genuine performance to the set or even the stage, he is happy.
Yes, in Battleship Island, remember he played the clarinet? Well, he said that was the kind of hobby he has had, and that particular one he chose it because authenticity is very important in acting. He chose to play clarinet and actually practiced it for 3 to 4 months before the filming started to make it perfect.
No wonder that scene was so authentic. And also, remember Hwang Jung-Min's good scene in the movie The Wailing? For those of you who don't know what good is the ritual performed by shamans in Korea. And Hwang Jung-Min actually learned that a few months back, started filming, and then he perfected it. So that scene was so good, and that scene was about 15 minutes long, but he did it perfectly.
That's amazing. And if that's not enough proof that Hwang Jung-Min is a truly dedicated actor, real shamans saw that scene in the movie and applauded Hwang Jung-Min's performance. That's how realistic and, as Hannah has said, authentic it really was. Now, krut rituals from a real shaman is something that Hwang Jung-Min practiced for months prior to his shoot, and it seemed like it came naturally to him on set because he practiced so long and hard.
Yeah, so Hwang Jung-Min really fully embodies his character, and that happens in all of his performances.
It really does. He starts taking on characteristics of his character in real life too. He's a method actor, where in Veteran he would really get fired up about injustices like his detective character, and during the Himalaya shoot where he played the part of team leader of a mountaineering crew, he would really take on the leader role with the cast and crew too.
You know, method acting is not easy. I mean, I have to ask Jasper, right? It's quite emotionally exhausting from what I understand, but Hwang Jung-Min takes his job so seriously that he actually single-handedly picks out the props that he needs to use for his movies and any kind of on-screen performances. So if he has a pen that he needs to use or even throw at somebody, he'll pick it out. If he has documents that he needs to be looking at, he'll make sure that there is some real information on there so it helps him acting. Now, this is what Hwang Jung-Min said when it comes to his attitude towards acting. If there's no authenticity, there's no point.
Wow, that right there, that's an acting motto that I can stand behind from now on. And also, there's one thing that we can all look forward to. Hwang Jung-Min is going to be in theater play, first time in 10 years, so that's going to happen in February. So let's look forward to that.
All right, our list continues on. How can we talk about the art of acting without discussing actor Lee Byung-hun? Now, he's infamous for actually making suggestions and ideas on set after, of course, discovering and delving into his character beforehand, isn't he, Anna?
Yes, he does. When he's filming, he brings up a lot of ideas for his character, and he also admitted he goes for quantity, not quality. The more ideas, the better. And that's how he built his boxer character for the upcoming movie, Keys to the Heart. And also remember his evil character in Master? He added tons of ad-lib lines, and it was also his idea to dye his hair.
Oh, wow. So Lee Byung-hun discusses his part with his director a lot. That's a well-known fact. And he does that. He continuously come up with the ideas and he pitches his ideas. That's how he completes his character.
Remember that infamous ad-lib, let's go to Mojito and have a glass of Maldives or something like that? That was ad-lib. That's insane, right? It certainly shows that Lee Byung-gun puts in a lot of effort to make sure that his character is just right. Now, when it comes to his secret behind acting, he has said that he tries not to be a grown-up. Does that make sense? He tells his fellow actors, don't be a grown-up, stay foolish, and stay curious, I suppose.
Well, I guess you really live by that kind of thinking because he's known to be a jokester on the set. He's so humorous and he makes a lot of jokes with the crew too. I mean, it's interesting how these different actors approach their craft in such different ways.
Hold on. I just realized that our list so far has been all male.
Yeah, that is very true. And Jasper's not too happy about that, and we're going to try to rectify it, but we don't have all the time in the world. So how about taking a look at a recent actress who made sort of headlines? Hannah, what do you think?
Well, why don't we start talking about Jung Yeon? Would that be okay, Jasper?
Yes.
Yes. Well, people were shocked and very happy to watch her in the TV drama Witch at Court, where she made an outstanding performance to the audiences. So what is her secret this time? Well, she said whenever she stands up in front of cameras, she kept saying to herself, "You're an actress, don't freeze up." And one day the camera director asked her what she was doing, and there goes her humorous answer, "I'm revving up my acting engine."
That sounds pretty cool. So she just kept on telling herself that she can do it over and over again. I can do it, I can do it, right? And that really made herself believe in herself. And that's how you make everyone else believe in you as well.
You know, I couldn't say it better. She stole the words right out of our mouths, right? And the thing is, Jung Yeon's performance was so compelling. She won big at the year-end award ceremony, and we remember her for her performance, her acting, not just her ensemble and her hairstyle, which usually garners the most attention in all of her past works, right? So I think this project, Witch at Court, was quite big for the actress Jung Yeon.
Oh, of course. And another great motto that we can all stand behind, or in life in general, right? Believe in yourself. And we're going to keep you posted on Jung Yeon's next project.
And one last shout out before we sign off. We have to talk about actress Kim Hae-soo, the diva herself. Now, in the movie The Thieves, which was a huge success here in Korea, she had to put together a lock and then, of course, take it apart. So what did she do in real life? The actress actually went out and bought a lock herself and just kept on practicing until she got it just right. Now, if there's one thing we take away from today's show, it is that practice makes perfect.
Yes. I think it's important for us to remember that no matter how big of a star they become, they continuously pushing themselves and trying to be better, and that's what makes them who they are right now.
Yes, like the saying, genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. I'm glad to see that our expert actors understand that and take that to their heart.
I think it's time for us to all go practice our lines. What do you think, Jasper and Hannah? All right, Hannah, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you so much.